This is a continuation of Sergeant Bellmont's Part 2 OIF1. Unfortunately, we got kicked out of the hookah room where they were having a meeting, so we're starting back up. So you were saying, sir, that you were on you were in a sandstorm, you just came off fire watch and it started raining?
Yeah, it started raining, and then that rain turned into to little pieces of hail. I guess it was pretty miserable for some of the other guys, but like I said, I got some of the best sleep I had gotten up until that point during the war, which, I want to say it was a few days in when this happened, within the first week.
Oh, so this wasn't the large sandstorm that stopped, they pushed the bag of that. This was just some smaller...
No, this was the big one. When was the big one? See, that's the thing. It's like my time frame is it's real rusty. I can't remember, but this was definitely the big one that you saw. Like, I remember seeing pictures in magazines later, and it was orange.
Yeah, actually, I'm not sure, so I guess we'll just reference that one in the future, or like I said, this was the big one that you heard so much about during the war. Okay,
definitely.
Good.
That's... And up until that point, I hadn't gotten, barely any sleep, but that night, I remember I slept like a baby. And the next morning we were putting away our stuff. We'd let it dry out a little bit, clean it off. It was all muddy. So everyone's getting all cleaned up. Everyone's cleaning their weapons and stuff. And I remember I went up to talk to Corporal Southwick, the track commander, and he was cleaning he cleaned the 50 cal, and he was cleaning the Mark 19. And I'm standing.
This is Corporal Southwick. This was the track commander for the Amtrak, right?
Yes, okay. For my track that I lived in for that month.
Okay.
And I'm standing, there's the TC hatch on the left side, and then there's the gun turret on the right side, and I'm standing just, like if you draw a line between those two, I'm standing just behind that. And or I was standing just forward of the big doors that open so that you can, so the infantry guys in the back could pop out. I was standing just in front of that, and he couldn't get the feed tray cover on the Mark 19 open. He couldn't figure out why, and so he takes a ball-peen hammer and he gives the cover a good whack, and it opens. But at the same time, the bolt comes forward and fires a round out, and he has a negligent discharge, and it shoots like right in front of my legs, and the barrel was level, so it didn't shoot up or anything. It shot completely level, and it hit the TC hatch, which was closed at the time. And when it hit the TC hatch, it didn't explode because the arming range, it hadn't met the arming range yet. On the 40 mic grenade, and it shredded the grenade, and it turned it into just shrapnel, which went all over the place. And later on, one of the guys on a different track that was in front of mine, he was eating chow or whatever, said it landed right by him and nearly hit him. But he gave it to me. He's like, "Here you go, man. That almost hit you. Like, you can have this."
Oh, so the grenade didn't explode because I guess you were saying arming rate. It has to fly so far.
Yeah, it's like 14 to 38 meters or something. It's got to fly until it explodes, I think.
So, but it had enough velocity behind it that when it did hit the TC hatch, it pretty much, like I said, just turned into like a big shotgun round.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Was anyone injured from that?
No one got hurt, but he got in some trouble. Didn't lose rank or anything, but got in some trouble, with his higher ups. Okay.
Was that kind of normal during the war? I mean, I assume, it's war and things kind of change a bit as far as standard operating procedures, or...
something like that. I would think that normally they'd lose rank, but like, I don't know for sure really what their rules as far as, the trackers go are, so...
Was there any other negligent discharges that you know of?
Yeah, actually... Lance Corporal Roshak had one at one of the little security areas that we were at. He was cleaning his weapon and just didn't, we were all tired all the time, so mistakes happen. He's cleaning his weapon and he was pointing it outboard, so it wasn't aiming it towards anybody. But then, like when we went, to the bathroom or whatever, we did that outside of our little security area, and we had like Marines watching us. We were in the middle of the desert, so we could tell if there was a threat coming. All we saw around us was sand. So Padrick goes out, and he's the cool cat. He's the guy that, you know, he was a professional skater before he came into the Marine Corps.
What kind of skater? Skateboard?
I believe he was rollerblades. I think he was a rollerblade skater. But he got in some trouble with that and got kicked out. So he ended up, you know, they said you can never be a professional skater again. So he joined the Marine Corps, and he was this cool guy. Like, I remember the first time I met him, I got to the unit, I'm standing in formation because we had like 1 million formations, you know, back before we deployed. Morning, noon, and night, we always had a gunny formation.